Hey everybody, Kevin here, your high performance coach. Here's a little something for your performance edge while we're in the Starbucks drive-thru. Okay, so, hey, here's a couple things that have been kind of jumping out to me lately. And I want to talk about traps and treadmills. And as we're going through the halfway point of the year, we are obviously evaluating. If you're any sort of an individual who's geared up to be the best version of you, or to build the business, or to advance in your business, or your leadership, or in your life somewhere, some frame, at the 6-month mark, you're kind of taking in account everything that's going on. And what I've learned over the last probably 30 days in a lot of the coaching sessions is the trap or the treadmill that everybody's been kind of in is this world of like feeling too far away from that thing they want to be at, this thing that they want to accomplish, this place where they feel like they need to be. And I don't really want to get too deep into the why of it, but I want to get into the transition of moving away from feeling like, hey, we're so far away, to appreciating how far we've actually come this year. And when I really sat down with each of these individuals and we really started looking at the whole idea of like the progress that was made, I began to see the energy of the room shift. I began to see the energy of the individual shift in the process of it. It's been really quite interesting. And it's really fundamental in a sense that if we're constantly in this space of like feeling inadequate or incomplete or dissatisfied at the beginning of the second half of a year, it's not the place you want to be. Fundamentally, we want to say, hey, we're halfway through. These are the advances that we've made. These are the areas that we want to continue to advance in. The word continue, right? It's really a huge shift in perspective when you think about it from that perspective, right? It is a really shift in how we see things, how we take it in, and how we actually move on from it. When the energy started shifting in the room and we started really looking at how far we've come and the advancements that we've made this year, and each of the steps that we're taking and the moves that we're leaned into, and some of the conflict that emerged that we had to work through, and now in this new level that we're at, we begin to start combining that whole idea of compliance, right? We want to comply. We want to work hard. We want to be able to do the things that it requires. But then all of a sudden I started seeing a conviction start entering into the play. And a conviction was around this idea of, hey, we can build on this. That conviction lived around, hey, you know what? I don't want to get stuck in that trap. I don't want to get on this treadmill of feeling like the horizon is always moving away, because you know it's true that as you walk towards the horizon, it constantly moves away. In other words, everyone says, well, if we were just here, we'd be happy. Well, guess what? When you get there, we're not. And we are so conditioned to be on that trap, in that trap or treadmill, that we get sucked into that way of thinking instead of really, really doubling down on anything that's good. So here's the question I have for you. As you're kind of evaluating the 6-month mark, what are you looking at? Are you looking at what you don't have? Or are you looking at how far you've come? Is the perspective really required here to change? Is it really the opportunity to really capture and compliment your wins and to say things out loud? It's okay. You don't have to be like in some constant state of dissatisfaction. You can actually simply say, wow, look how amazing this is, how far we've come so far this year, and really, really dig into the good that has occurred, because I know there is a lot that is good. And when we look at that, then we ask the question, how do we build on that? And that's my challenge for you. That's a high performance mentality, really, essentially. And you don't have to be okay with everything. I'm not saying you gotta ignore the realities. What I am saying is that you gotta appreciate the work. You got to appreciate how far we've come. You got to appreciate, and understand what went into where you are. And so the balance that starts to occur in that at least gives you a level of sanity and reality to lean into what we need to do next or where we need to go next. So that's a huge invisible, gang. And it's an invisible that, yes, if we don't see it the right way, it can take us the wrong way. And if we see it the right way, we can just jump into, hey, this another level with conviction, with clarity, with confidence, yes, and compliance. But still, it's just not that one thing. It's everything. And experience the beauty of advancing through the rest of this year. Don't get sucked into the vortex of everything that's wrong, because there's nothing good there. So anyway, hey, like I always say, when you see the invisible, you become unstoppable. So do some damage, stay after this, and hey, do the hard work. Find out what's good, because we're just not good at finding out what's good. And we need to get good at finding out what's good. So do it. See you later.